What you doing?
You know, I'm trying to write up this sensory diet for this kid, but I just can't focus.
Yeah, I noticed that when I was sitting over there. Have you ever thought about what's in your world around you? There's nothing that's keeping you calm. Like, first of all, you have loud music overhead. I've been seeing you jump up and down. And cookies. And is that a frap over there? Yeah. And the other thing, Man, isn't that your itchy sweater that drives you nuts?
It is.
Yeah, I think something needs to change.
You know what, Valerie? You're right. I need to change things up.
You do.
Great. I was totally able to finish all my reports.
You know, Hon, that's what happened. What happened today is exactly how a sensory diet works. The very thing you were working on.
Yes.
We changed the messages your nervous system was receiving from the senses in your world around you by changing the activities, changing the environment, and it made you calmer. You were able to finish your paperwork.
You're right, Valerie. I was getting too worked up with everything to do. But organizing my papers, having a warm cup of tea, and listening to calming music has really made me calm.
You know, that is the point of a sensory diet, to achieve or maintain an ideal level of alertness. A sensory diet involves planning and scheduling different activities throughout a child's day, as well as making activities available for the child to be able to access on their own. These activities provide specific sensory input and to make it possible for the child to be able to adapt and to respond positively to their world.
Some children need calming messages to respond positively.
Just like you did, Aman. You changed your environment, you got a warm tea, and you played relaxing music.
You know, that's what worked for me. But everybody is a little bit different in what alerts them or calms them. However, there are some pretty good guidelines to follow when we're trying to help our children.
True. Rhythmical or predictable sensory experiences are the ones that calm us the most. For adults, movement that is regular or predictable is like going for a walk, swinging on a hammock. That's calming. And for a child, being rocked in a rocking chair, well, we all know that calms them. Predictable movement is usually linear, goes in the same direction, and with no stopping or starting.
Deep hugs are strong and predictable touch. Massages are the ultimate calming experience.
And I love massages. Also, the feeling of being warm, drinking a warm drink even, that's also calming.
Did you notice that my drink was chamomile tea? Sometimes I burn a lavender candle too. The music I chose to listen to was soft and rhythmical. It was not only relaxing, but it helped me finish my reports.
That was nice music. You know, Mom, though, don't make it too relaxing that you fall asleep. I'm from the Midwest, so I prefer good old-fashioned bland foods. Right out of the garden, no seasoning, especially in summertime. Bland foods are at times both calming and even comforting.
Predictable and repetitive sensory input can really calm you down. This includes not only sound, but sight also. That's why watching fish swim around in a fish tank can be calming. Colors such as blues and greens and low lights can really mellow us out. Unfortunately, too often, children's rooms use bright colors, which can be overstimulating.
That is a good point. We must learn to observe children closely to know when they have too much or too little sensory input, especially if a child does not respond typically to sensory information. Something as simple as the color of the paint on their bedroom wall can make a big difference in their little world. This has been a great talk, Aman.
Yes, it has, Valerie. And it reminds me to practice what I teach when I write reports.
Let's go back over what makes sensory experiences calming. Movement that is slow, smooth, unchanging in its direction and speed, and repetitive.
Touch that is firm or familiar or warm. Also textures that are soft.
With vision, neutral or blue-green shades or colors, familiar and expected visual stimuli.
Sound that is expected, soft, monotone, and rhythmical.
Smells and tastes that are mild and bland. Well, Aman, as good as this has been, I think it's time for me to go get my kids. So, you have a calm and productive day.
Thanks, Valerie.